Hello, I'm cie_puis_𝗲. I'm known as the Queen of Being Seen, and on this video today, I'm going to address something that I have heard so many times over the last couple of weeks that I thought it's time to address it. So, what is this thing? This thing is tough times and being visible through tough times. So, if you've ever felt frustrated, maybe you felt a bit emotional, maybe, yeah, emotional, or if you felt like you've not been as effective as you could be, then this video is for you. So if you are wondering how to move anything forward, I'll let you know at the end of this video something else you can do. So in this video, the reason why I wanted to talk about this whole piece of if you feel like you're not being effective or you feel like you want to do something and you're feeling emotional in some way, usually tearful or like you just can't do it anymore or kind of, just not your normal self, or you are in a situation where it's just really frustrating, then here are some things to think about for you to do. So, one of the things that I typically say in these conversations is there's something going on in our head. So, the first thing that we need to do is think about getting our head straight. But why does it go all kind of wonky in the first place? Now, quite often, there is a thought or an idea that we have, and a bit like gardening or something like that, we plant a seed and it continues to grow. So if you think about this, if the seed that you've planted says, it's terrible out there, nothing works, every time you walk through the world and see something, and you've got that seed in the back of your mind, you will inadvertently water it and grow it. You will see all the things that don't work or aren't working for you. You will see all the things that just make you feel some type of way. So I'm not an advocate of you burying your head in the sand or pretending to be something or pretending something else. What I'm doing when I talk about getting your head straight is steering you in another way or on another way. So if that's you and you have inadvertently planted some seeds and it's, bringing out frustration, think about frustration as an actual emotion. Now, this might sound strange. Frustration is not like guilt, which brings a different set of feelings. But if you think of the emotion of guilt, the feeling of guilt, guilt doesn't have you flailing your arms about. It has you very still, wrapping yourself in a little bit smaller, very quiet and dampened down. Whereas frustration and anger gives you that ranty energy. There's more movement to it. So instead of using the frustration on yourself to go around in circles and feel more and more like, isn't it awful and nothing is working and it's all hopeless, use that frustration to put into action something you can do. It could be just one step. What's the next thing that you can do? And it's almost like action is the antidote to procrastination or putting something off. It'll get you moving. And once you start moving, it will keep you moving. And once you keep moving, the actions will get bigger and it will really affect how you feel. And before long, you'll notice it's less about frustration and almost like more about excitement and getting ready, and however that feels for you. So that's what I would say to that one. So, as well as frustration, it could be emotions. Now, one of the things that might sound strange for me to say, knowing that I really help people if they are feeling emotional about something, usually around visibility, but it can sometimes splay out into life. And you've got to remember that originally I started this journey over 15 years ago as a life coach. So, what happens if you're feeling emotional? Now, this is hard for a lot of people to do, myself included. I take my own medicine here. Sometimes you just have to feel it. Here's why. If you've got an emotion and you keep trying to stuff it down, I know people that will stuff it down by drinking or, watching Netflix. I've worked with people who will try and change the subject, make other people wrong, go and do loads of exercise. give everything to someone else, their friends, their children, their loved ones. But all that does is it's like bobbing apples. Imagine you've got a barrel of water with apples and they're all floating on the surface, and you just push one down here. You don't like green apples, maybe, so you're pushing it out the way, don't want to see it. All that happens is the minute you take your hands away, up it pops. It might not pop up in the same place, it might pop up somewhere else, but it will affect you either way. So we don't want to be getting rid of our emotions and bobbing apples. Even if you're not a big person to journal, this is where journaling really helps. Now, it can be on a scrap of paper. It doesn't have to be like a nice notebook. You can see I'm a bit fan of books and stationery and stuff. But what you do is you sit with the feeling, whatever that emotion is, and then you write it down. Now, I know some people have got a bit of a thing about journaling and they liken it to diaries and they're worried about somebody finding it. So what you can do instead is write it on a sheet of paper, just write everything down, how you're feeling in that moment and why you're feeling that way. And once you've done all of that, what you'll actually find is the place where you thought you would go, often you don't go there. You feel very differently afterwards, and somehow you release those feelings. Now, when we work together, what I tend to do is if frustration or anger comes up, there's another exercise that I take people through, but I don't want to just throw it out there on the internet. It's like use your emotion navigation responsibly. I want to be able to guide you through what you would do in those cases. So when you are feeling away, emotional, sit with it, really feel what it's feeling, write down what it feels for you and what it signifies for you. Write down whatever you want, but just stay with that emotion. And you'll notice there'll become a point in time where it starts to feel slightly neutralized and doesn't have as much of a grip. Now, if one of the things that then adds to that emotion is somebody finding what you read, literally tear it up, shred it, burn it, wash it off, do whatever you need to do and get rid of it and throw it away. But only once you've written how you're actually feeling in that moment. And one of the things I often wonder to myself, if I'm feeling that way, is, well, what's this trying to show me? Like, what's this experience trying to show me? It's still there, I know, but what is this experience trying to show me? Have I been negligent in some way? Have I been irresponsible? Was I too quick to jump on something? What is it trying to show me? And when you write that down, it's kind of like your own light bulb moment. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. So hopefully that will help. And sometimes we feel the third emotion is around effort. So the first one is around frustration. Second was feeling emotional. And the third one is about effort. And often effort feels like we're pushing water uphill. Imagine that spilling over your fingers, you're losing it, it's soaking into things, and you're not able to get it where it needs to be. However, the thing about effort is things will feel difficult when you don't really know how to do a thing. You're trying to figure it out, you're trying to work it out. So if we are doing that, the best person to not lie to is ourselves. You can put on a mask and lie to the people around you or kind of mislead them in some way, but never lie to yourself. So once you get clarity within yourself, you'll find it so much easier to do the thing that you wanted to do. And now it doesn't feel so much like effort. It actually feels easier because you know clearly your next step. So if you've liked something that I've spoken about in the video or it's resonated with you in some way and you want to share it under the comments below, you don't have to share the actual circumstances, but if you found something helpful to do, by all means, share in the comments below. And if you know someone that could probably use this video, share it with them too. Thank you so much for watching. I'm 𝗙𝗶𝗱, the Queen of Being Seen, because you being seen and being heard is why I jump out of bed in the morning and is what's important for you. Your voice matters. Go forth and be visible. See you next time. Bye for now.